Good morning. So it is 6:30 in the morning. We've set off early today. Sun's not even up. So we're heading down to El Calafate today. And the reason we set up early, we've got a real shitty section of road apparently. Well, it should be okay today, hopefully. But if it rains, apparently it just becomes gummy and horrible and like almost impossible to ride. So we would have had to do I think they said it was a 200 something kilometre detour to avoid it. It's like a 70 kilometre stretch of road. But apparently we should be okay. But there's sections of loose gravel, so you just need to really go slow. And then after that it's pretty much tarmac all the way, so it should be good. So yeah, set off early today, so we just need to be careful with the animals, the guanacas, make sure they don't run out. It is super windy today as well, so as well as the gravel to deal with, we have the wind to deal with. But had a decent stay in Gregores Gobernador yesterday, had a parrilla in the which is like the Argentinian barbecue. Had that last night, which is pretty good. Didn't bother having any alcohol last night because we had an early start. So let's see how we go on. I'll bring you back in a bit. Hopefully we should get a nice little sunrise this morning as well. It's a bonus for getting out of the day out. Right, in a bit. I doubt you can hear me because of the wind, but this is where we are. Big, wide open, straight road. It's pretty bloody windy. Head's getting dragged around all over the place like a proper bobblehead. Got a blocked window on my chin. That guy sat with the three Kiwis. So this is the unpaved section that we were all told about. It's this, apparently it's like a clay underneath, so if there's any rain, it becomes very claggy, muddy, and it just blocks up your tyres, and then you've just got zero grip. But then the other thing is all this big collection of loose gravel in the middle. Apparently they cover it every now and again with this loose gravel for some reason. It's just, in some areas it's quite thick, so you just end up, if your front wheel goes into it, you try to brake or anything, you just end up folding. So, but so far, touch wood, it seems okay. It's very dry, very compact at the minute, so it's running pretty smooth. So there is some sections where you might just suddenly come into all the deep shit, so you just have to pay attention, but so far so good. Some nice thick wheel tracks at the minute, so I'm just sat in one of them. Days. That track on the right looks a bit nicer there. Try and get over there. No. Stay in your lane. No rush, just take your time. Not too bad, it's pretty smooth actually. Do you want to sit down for a bit? Fifth gear, sixth gear, sorry. like? Well, that suddenly got a bit rushed. Well, that deteriorated quite quickly then, but still not too bad. Is that right one looking a bit better? Nice big lake. Is that the Cali something? The same lake that the hotel was named after, maybe? Can't remember the name of the hotel. Like Cali Dare. But apparently there's, I think it's like 3-4 kilometers of this, which gets really bad, but I don't know how much this was just Andre trying to put some fear into us, because a couple of guys have been going pretty fast on some of this stuff. Well, me included, to be fair. I wonder who that is there. This is probably too noisy now, sorry, but standing's the only way. Proper, looks like desert riding. It's like a Mad Max film or something. Who's this? Is this Joe? Joe's left his carer behind, Paul. Yep. Don't know how much of this section we've got. I'm sure it said 72 kilometers, but I fucked up on my sat nav this morning and forgot to program the route. I just put the hotel in. So, I mean, not that it makes much difference, it takes you the same route more or less, but like you've got the different stops like the towns that we're supposed to fuel up in and stuff like that. But I think we're only passing literally through one town anyway, Los Tragos. Not sure. Probably too much noise now, shut up. Sorry about the wind. Lo siento por la vuelta. But it's pretty beautiful. Bit of sun coming out there, look, finally. What we got? 16 degrees though today, it's not too bad. Nose is still running constantly. That's part of motorcycle riding, I suppose. It's a bit loose there. Just come down one. Come down a gear. So we've got some power in reserve. Or is this the dodgy bit? Maybe we should slow down a bit for this. The old rear. There's a big stone on the bottom. Bad. The wind doesn't help when you've stood up and you're trying to battle the wind as well. And obviously the camera, this doesn't steep, it's rough. But it's not really, not crazy bad, but enough to keep you on your toes. I suppose they don't want it too difficult, otherwise nobody will be able to do it. Down towards this nice looking lake. I think we're going to skirt around the edge of this for a bit and then well, there's a photo opportunity in a kilometre. Looks nice though. We've left Tres Lagos. We're heading down now into El Calafate, about an hour and a half away. Nice. Picturesque. Seems to be a little bit more sheltered from the wind here, so it's not quite as bad. It's still pretty blustery though. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Got Joe and Paul just ahead of us by the looks of it. The wind on the wall there. Look at the colour of that. Whoa! Beautiful. But the wind is Hola. Argentina. Oh, the calm. As soon as you get out of that wind, it's so nice. Fucking wind's brutal. Oh, readjust my helmet. Sort my head out inside. It's not surprising not a lot lives here. It's great like yeah. Kilometers to go to Calafate. Just stopped at this little spot here, absolutely gorgeous. Just fucking, the water is so clear, so blue. Oh, this is soft. It's a bit soft there. Any cars now? It's just fucking gorgeous. gorgeous it is. That's warm now, 23 degrees and quite warm. Might even open vents, you know. Too late, I've got this fucking bag on. Right, another 80 kilometres, 56 minutes to Calafate, and then I think we're going to be too early for the hotel anyway, so I think we'll probably just head straight down to the glacier and see what we can do. See if we can get a look at the glacier or get on a boat trip or something. We'll see, but yeah, I will let you know. I'll shut up a bit and let us just ride. It's a nice little road, this. It's very desolate. Another one here. Cool. Steady on, you fucking dickhead, concentrate. Motherfucker. And stalled. It helps if you drop down the gears there. Look at that. God damn. Water is just crazy. So we've arrived at Calafate. It's like lunchtime, so we've got 3 hours before we can check into the hotel. Again, we set off this morning. I didn't give you an update this morning because we set off so early. We set off at like just after 6, just to avoid the worst of the wind, although it was still horrendously windy. So we're now in Calafate, which is right next to the Glacier National Park, Patagonia, I think it is. So I think we're just going to jump on the bikes, drive another 80k down to the national park and see if we can see the glacier. So we'll be back later on to check in. Look at that. Colours are just phenomenal. I can't get over it. The wind is horrendous. Sorry about the wind. Heading down to the sorry, just turn the radio on. So heading down to the Ponta Moreno glacier walkways, about 60k, 70k from the hotel. So just going to go check them out because we can't get into the hotel for a few hours. But we've suddenly gone from completely flat areas to wide open plains with big lumps of fucking rock sticking out. So pretty impressive. There's just been a tug, can't see it now, and I couldn't put the camera on, so it was way too windy. Over there was loads of the rays, the great arrays, the emu things. So, seem quite popular down here, seem to enjoy it down here. Yeah, wind's still very strong. So I'm not sure if there's any boats actually running today. There is a boat trip you can do to the front of the glacier, which is supposed to be pretty cool. So we'll go check it out anyway, see what's happening. We've got a rest day here. We're back in El Calafate tomorrow as well, so we've got options tomorrow depending what the weather's going to do tomorrow as well. So, all right. 40 km/h limit in the park, but then and I'm doing 70, 80, so but nobody ever listens to speed limits in Argentina. It's barely even fine. Kilometers from the park, but it's getting nice and mountain. I guess that's part of the glacier over there. It's getting a little bit cloudy, but still pretty nice. Still warm, 20 degrees. Plenty warm enough to be walking around in your bike gear. Back's killing. Wind today has killed my back. Getting closer to the Great Glacier. It's all covered in snow. Let's see the some of the ice that's carved off earlier, just floating down the I don't know what you call it, the valley. Might just see it over the top of this. See that there, big bit of ice floating in the middle. Oh, there, I just see the glacier then, over the top. Fucking sick, man. Big chunk of ice a week. What are we doing? How far are we now? 14 kilometres from the glacier. Look at that big fucking lump of ice, that huge. It's quite a cool road to be fair, a bit bumpy. There's the glacier, look at that. Wow! Different tour options you can do for this glacier. I don't know if you can hear me, but they're really strict about what you can and can't do. So like one of them is the trip, it's 10 hours door to door from the hotel, but you have to like meet certain criteria. Like one of our guys is pretty fit, but because he's over 55 they were like, no, you're not doing this tour. The absolute maximum limit for all the tours is 65. But even if you've got a BMI I think it was over 30, then you're not eligible for the tours, which is just like really, really strict. And they've obviously had issues before, but it does seem a bit excessive. So my plan is just to go. I'm not too bothered about hiking up and down the glacier anyway, especially you've got to do it from the hotel, so they pick you up in a bus, whereas it's an hour ride down to here anyway, or it's like 2 and a bit hours on a bus plus a boat ride around to some other place. Then you got to hike in, hike up, you got to wear crampons and all that sort of shite, all ice gear. So this is, I'm just cruising down there, and then the plan is just to see if I can get on a boat or something. There's boats that go around and do like just runs up and down the front of the glacier, like not too close obviously in case there's ice falling off it, but that's my plan. I want to do that. Whether I can get on today, or I've got a ticket for tomorrow as well, so I can actually come down tomorrow. So I might just come park myself down here tomorrow for a couple of hours and see if you can see some ice falling. But I thought I'd get 2 days, because you don't know what the, well, obviously the weather's decent today, but I don't know if the weather's going to be good tomorrow or not. I figured we've got a rest day tomorrow anyway. What we're going to do, just sit in the hotel and you can be bored, or come for a ride down here for a couple of hours. So. Holy motherfucker. Or should we have a look? We can stop later. Look at that. Spectacular. Fuck me. Right, heading back from the Porto Marino glacier. Absolutely stunning. One of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. Did a boat trip, got there just before a boat was about to leave, so I managed to get on that. 75,000 Argentinian pesos, which I think is about 60 quid, which is a little bit steep. On top of the 50 odd quid it was to get into the park in the first place. But absolutely stunning, beautiful. Didn't see any carving though, which was would be a bit of a bucket list thing to see. Saw some little bits, but nothing big.